everyone has went ahead and allowed the government to get in everybody's heads and make this whole thing political. If it wasn't for the people being involved in voting and politics, the regular people, he would still be alive. He wouldn't be doing what he was doing. All these school shootings wouldn't have happened. This is my opinion. This is what I believe. When you sit there and you think with logical common sense, instead of just popping off, blowing up, just hearing what you want to hear to make you mad and all PO'd and whatever. You're letting it happen to you. You can control your emotions. You're not a little child. You're supposed to be a grown-up. A grown-up don't just go into their feelings anymore. Women, on the other hand, are different. They go by emotions. Men's not supposed to go by emotions when they grow up. We're supposed to be acting different. Way different. But, yeah, it's all politicized. Her speech was politicized. His wife. That's not right. That's strange. You don't put someone's death, involve someone's death, even though he wasn't even giving political speeches or anything. He was out there speaking normal, natural, common man, a way of speaking, questioning. And they didn't want that. In my opinion, they didn't want that. They don't want people to go back and, to come out of that artificial utopian world they created for us to be in. And to go by what they want. Because they tell us what it's for, what it will do, what will happen and then not happen. That's good that what will happen, and good that what is not going to happen that's bad. To get you to do what they want. To allow them to create what they want to create. That's how it's working. They are getting people's votes, because most people that don't want any of it ain't out there saying anything. They ain't writing their governor. You can do it in private. Write your governor email or write it, or put it out off on a letter, and you get ChatGPT to help you out. Create this with this and this and this and this in it, and then you read through it after it's done, and you'll do it quick, and then you read through it and see what you think. If there's something you want to add to it, or, oh, I need you to redo it and add this and this, or sit there and think of stuff to put in it. And you write it down. And that way you'll have a list of stuff you want to put in it. And then you have it to where ChatGPT can fix it up to where you can print it out. Or you can hook up your phone to your computer and print it out that way. Or put it into your computer and then print it out. But yeah. There's ways of doing things. There's ways of getting around things in a simpler way when you can, without having to create something to help you. You just gotta have stuff, and then know how to put it all together, or figure out how to put it all together and use it. So, yeah. It's disrespect to politicize his death and to foment political violence, more political violence, because they want a war. They're ready for a war in this country. They're fomenting a war, in my opinion. They're ready for one. They're trying to get one going, and they figured they'll do it with this one, especially since he decided to go against the one that starts with an I and ends with an L. Has an R in between. Somewhere in between. Yep. He just began to go against it, question it. And he had too big of a following. Too big. Too many people listening. And they know they're getting closer to getting people to just go into war. They want it. And these people that are supposed to be our people, that are soldiers, but there's even soldiers that join the military because they could just be accepted by those who run and own the military. Who runs and owns the military? Washington, D.C., through the president. They own and run the military. They can put anyone they want in the military. We can't do anything about it. We can't stop it. American people is too afraid. This ain't the home of the brave anymore. Land of the free. It ain't land of the free and home of the brave. It's neither or. Because the American people don't want to stand up for what's right and end all this political crap. And let's go back to natural thinking. Get out of this artificial crap. Nobody wants to do it because they love the death and the drama and the hurt in their lives and the loss of their possessions. They just love it because when they lose it, they don't go fight because they don't know they're not supposed to lose their stuff. None of this is supposed to be going on under a republic. None of this. No voting, none of it. The South had no presidents. They had some of them had a king that was ruled from London. So there were Londoners that came into this country. Christopher Columbus, Londoner, came through the South, and that's where they settled, all along the South. And the others, they came from England, Britain. The Brits, the British are coming. They all came from England, Britain, and got all over the east side from the north. And so, and the French owned Louisiana. I was even taught that at one time. Junior high, I guess. Before they stopped teaching it. And I got to learn all the rest before they stopped teaching it. That's why there are things I know that I was taught that everybody else older than me wasn't taught. And everybody else younger than me wasn't taught. There's a specific, and it's in certain areas of the country that actually did teach what was taught for history. If people move from one state that wasn't taught it to another state, and they're hearing something about something they didn't hear anything about or they heard different of. Each state is its own country. We don't have one whole country we live in. We have a piece of land with 50 countries. And a few that's outside. So, yeah, it's a shame. He's been politicized. We can stop it. We don't have to go to war. In protest, we no longer paying attention to you. Your authority is to leave us alone because they're political authority. All the laws created is under politics, through them getting to us as they create the chaos, and then wait for us to get scared as they put fear into us, and then have us all screaming at them, well, do something. And then they say, okay, here it is, real quick. We'll fix it. We can fix it right now. Because they created it. And they got everything into position to be able to bring out their solution. Create a problem and fear into the minds of the masses and wait for a fear-based reaction, problem reaction, create a problem, wait for a fear-based reaction, and then come out with the solution, and it's right away. That's the way it was with COVID. Oh, COVID come out, and all of a sudden they just had the solution. We got it right now. After everybody's putting fear, we're gonna die. We're all gonna die one day. You just don't know how, when, where, what you'll be doing. A bullet could come flying through the air from a cop trying to shoot a suspect because they don't care about the people around them. They can do it. They can get away with it. But if I shoot at a suspect and I miss and hit someone else, I get in trouble for that someone else's death. Because somebody's got to pay for the injury or death of somebody else, even if it's a plain and simple accident, not on purpose. A murder is on purpose. A murder deserves punishment. Accidents don't. Accidents just happen. And God knows everything and can prevent things that wouldn't happen out of an accident. But like they say, God works in mysterious ways. Why was that person in that spot to be hit by that bullet at that moment? Or why did he or she miss the first shot? Especially if it's a cop and supposed to know how to point that gun to put them holes in that person without missing. Not everybody will train. Well, you all take care. Bye.